Hello everyone, Recapped Mystery here. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to explain a Russian sports comedy film called I Am Losing Weight. Watch out and take care. The film begins in the Russian city of Nizhny Novgorod. Anya is a young woman in her 20s who lives in Zhenya, her bodybuilder and swimming coach boyfriend. She works at a bakery and is thus constantly on the move. Working with food, she was a size 0 when the couple first met, but she has gained weight over the months. A large amount of weight. They are summoned to a friend's wedding one day. Anya puts on garments from a few months ago and realizes they no longer fit. She comforts herself by claiming that no one will notice the difference in her figure. Zhenya is also aware of this, but, knowing how much weight she has gained, he refuses to comment on it, a delicate subject for her. After trying on a few outfits and destroying a few of them, Anya locates a suitable one and prepares herself. When Zhenya sees her and the dress, she says, his jaw collapses in disbelief. She is no longer the girl he was dating. He does not wish to be seen with her at the wedding because all of his fitness industry pals will be present. He teases her in the hopes that she will stay at home. He was relieved when Anya expresses a desire to stay at home and order a pizza. She begs him to stay with her, but Zhenya refuses, vows to congratulate the newlyweds and return home in an instant. He chooses her before departing, up and places her on the counter, but avoids kissing her. Anya observes she makes a gesture but conceals her pain. After he has left, she changes into something more comfy. She dresses and weighs herself, discovering that she weighs 76 kilograms. Despite the fact that she is always, her lone resolution is to drink a glass of water after whining about gaining weight, speaking her daily affirmations. Even now, she cooks fried food and browses the internet, while she waited for her boyfriend. While she is talking on the phone, she notices photos of Zhenya and his friends, at the wedding. She zooms in on a group photo and is distressed to discover that the females are not smiling. Zhenya's friends are slim and fit. She can't stop comparing herself to them. Then, she discovers a photograph of Zhenya and a female. When she checks her profile, she discovers the female kissing him on the cheek in a boomerang. Anya only needs to watch the video to get dressed, apply makeup and rush to the wedding. Natasha, her best friend, is summoned to pick her up. Natasha notes that Anya has gained weight, but she still thinks she is lovely. She holds her face, encouraging her to be proud of her physique. When Anya arrives at the venue, she notices Zhenya dancing with the girl and getting a little too close to her. Jealousy brings out the best in her, and she gets in the way. Zhenya appears surprised, but he continues to dance while the girl laughs and walks away. After a time, the pair sits down and Anya begins to eat. She questions him about why he was dancing with a girl, but Zhenya tries to explain it away by saying they were just friends, a group of people dancing. When Anya pushes him, he lashes out and admits he dislikes her anymore. He goes on to say that she does nothing but eat and has become a burden to him. Anya breaks down, but before they can say anything, a married couple approaches them. They try to smile, but it fades. When the bride inquires about Anya's pregnancy, Zhenya then bids her good night and moves away. Anya is on a bus on her way to her mother's house. In the following scene, she is sobbing, impulsively, oblivious to what others think of her. She enters into her mother's office while on a date. He notices something is wrong and goes outside to give them some privacy. Anya informs her mother that her partner ended their relationship due of her weight. Her mother remarks that she is not overweight, but rather she has broad bones that she is unable to manage. The remark makes her feel much worse than she did before. She sleeps on her mother's couch at night while scrolling through Zhenya's photos on her phone. She also discovers a photo of herself from a few months ago. She zooms in on herself and is disturbed by how much she has changed. Natasha calls her the following morning, who invites her to come over. Anya sleeps on Natasha's balcony and complains about it. Regarding the breakup, Zhenya had arrived there last evening to drop off all her belongings. Natasha invites her to spend a few days with her and her husband Dimas until she gets work. She has her own space. She tries to console her buddy, but Anya doesn't want to feel better. She just wants to be alone, to cry and complain about her bad ex-boyfriend, with whom she wishes to reconcile. Even Dimas attempts to cheer her up by declaring she is the sexiest girl in town. but does nothing to assist Anya. Natasha the maid approaches her while she spends the night on the balcony. The following morning, Natasha informs her about a buddy who was in the same situation as Anya. Her partner broke up with her via text message because she had gained weight. Rather than whining and groaning, the female, like Anya, went to the gym and slimmed down in a month. The poor boyfriend regretted his actions. He was so certain in his decision that he flooded her office with flowers to ask her to reconsider. When Anya complains about not having enough money to join a gym, Natasha advises her to use the 1-week free trial in all gyms in town, drinks a glass of water, and goes to the gym for the first time in her life. She takes some time to get used to the equipment and falls off the treadmill several times, but all of her efforts are for naught because an hour later she is at a restaurant meal for two. Natasha, a restaurant worker, throws her food away. Unhappy she couldn't commit for more than 2 hours, she requests that her pal demonstrate some willpower. When she gets home, Anya applies moisturizer all over her body and then wraps it in plastic wrap. She is hoping that the technique would cause her to lose a few pounds. While munching a bag of chips, she tries to sneak food from the refrigerator at midnight. Natasha, though, catches him. The next day, she vows not to consume anything harmful. This is particularly challenging for her because she works at a bakery. She was decorating a cake, licks icing off her finger and then does 10 squats to compensate. Throughout the course of the day, food tempts her, but she restrains herself. She is left alone with a whole cake at one point. She stares at it for a few minutes, trying to think of a reason to eat it. Following pacing, she gives up after almost breaking a bookcase and devours half of the cake at once. Anya understands she has a problem. She looks for a self-help organization for persons who have a mental illness, obsessive eating disorder, and attends a support group. A lone male stands out among the ladies. Kalia is his name. Anya introduces herself as Angela and claims not to have an eating condition. Instead, she claims to be a journalist working on an article about eating disorders. The group tries to rationalize with their situation, refusing to admit that they have a problem. Kalia, enraged, points at each of them and calls them obese, including himself. He also declares that it is self-evident Anya lied about being a journalist because she refuses to accept who she is. There is an issue. Anya exits the meeting pretending to take a phone call, but Kalia follows her. Anya accepts his invitation to a local restaurant since she cannot say no to food. Kalia suggests that they become one another's fitness sponsors. They must work out in this manner regularly, ask each other before eating anything, and offer emotional support throughout the procedure. Anya is skeptical of Kalia's genuine motives, but she sees no harm in trying. They begin running at a park every morning the next day. Anya is initially hesitant to participate with Kalia, but as time passes, she realizes he is a nice person. He is not embarrassed by what his body looks like, which she is unfamiliar with. Spending time with him makes her appreciate her body. Well, they communicate before every meal and are terrific at helping each other because they are going through the same thing, the same issue. Anya soon begins to lose weight gradually. Her assurance wavers when she attends pool parties and sees slender females who are stunning. Whenever she is frustrated, Kalia assists her. To relieve stress, they frequently scream at the top of their lungs. Anya has no desires. However, it is Xenia's validation that makes Kalia envious. She loses 10 kilograms in 1.5 months, and is excited to see Xenia again. She purchases a swimsuit and pretends to run into him at a swimming pool. He is a teacher and is taken aback to see her. After a period of speaking, they jump into the pool and begin splashing each other with water. Everything is going swimmingly, until the wedding guest arrives and introduces herself as Xenia's girlfriend. For the second time, Anya is heartbroken. She goes out and drinks all night to forget about him. She wakes up naked in Kalia's bed the next morning. He tells her that he did not spy on her. Look at her naked. A flashback from the night before shows Anya prepared to go home with a stranger, but Kalia arrived just in time to save her and took a blow in the face to do it. She rushes to her mother's place after the unusual morning and tells her everything. According to her mother, Anya has unresolved trauma from her father's abandonment when she was a child. As a result, she seeks Xenia's approval despite the fact that he is unkind to her. Anya comprehends what She intends to meet her father the following day. She hires Kalia as her chauffeur because the journey takes 5 hours. Kalia frequently tries to get closer to her during their journey, demonstrating his affection, likes her. But Anya seems unconcerned by his advances. They eventually meet her father, Sergei, in a wooden boat. He lives in a house with a woman. Anya questions him about why he didn't want to be a part of her life. Sergei, on the other hand, reminds her of the time he came to her birthday with a gift but she turned it down. Through the glass, I flipped him off. Anya accidentally drops a candle at night, lighting the wooden table. The home is on fire. Sergei shouts at her for destroying his house and disregarding her safety. Anya and Kalia quickly return home. She kisses him before they part ways, on the nose. On his way home, Kalia feels on top of the world. He even exchanges his watch for purchase flowers for her. Xenia appears somewhere else and apologizes to Anya. After a period of talking, they end up making love. When Kalia comes back with the flowers, he notices them and leaves dejected. Anya awakens the next morning with Xenia, comments on how much better she looks than she used to. I did that a month ago. This makes Anya realize how doesn't want to be in an uncertain relationship, is constantly concerned that her lover may abandon her. They get into another dispute, and Xenia walks away. She goes to Kalia's place that evening, wishing to spend time with a friend. However, Kalia is so enraged that he gives her an apple, and declares that their sponsorship relationship is over now that she has lost weight. She goes to Natasha's house the next morning, but no one answers the door. She borrows her neighbor's window and a pipeline to enter the house dangerously. Natasha and her friends are. After a heated disagreement, the spouse fled. The girls communicate with one another and share their feelings much better. Sergei returns the next day to see Anya and apologizes for being a lousy parent. He also dances with her, just like he used to when she was a child. Anya leaves after the two reconcile. To meet Kalia, I went on a fitness marathon. She discovers him drinking a cold beverage and disposes of it. As his sponsor, she asserted her influence. She also claims that because he hasn't shed enough weight, it is her obligation to assist him in whatever way she can. They run in the marathon and they must finish it with all their power. Kalia eventually gains enough bravery to kiss her. For the first time in her life, Anya realizes that worrying over her appearance is unhealthy, will not satisfy her. True happiness comes from embracing yourself exactly as you are. As Kalia did, he constantly worked hard to improve his health but was never self-conscious about his appearance. Anya wants to be like him. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. To assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.